GeopByte.
Similarly, let us take the another important problem. Okay, look at the screen. It is asking like this: the distance covered by a body of mass 5 grams having linear momentum 0.3 kg meter per second in 5 seconds is given that mass of the body m equal to 5 grams. It is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 3 kilograms. And linear momentum, I can say change in linear momentum 0.3 kg meter per second. Dear friends, remember linear momentum equal to what? Product of mass and velocity. For the previous problem, since that particle is hitting the vertical wall at an angle, therefore it is developing the two component of velocities. Horizontal component of velocity we have taken for deciding the momentum. For this case, straight away I can take the mv for the momentum. Look at the units. Mass is in kg, velocity is in meter per second. Kg meter per second is the unit for the linear momentum. And it is given the delta t time t equal to 5 seconds. 5 seconds. He is asking what is the distance covered. For that, as you know, force force F equal to delta P by delta T, or F bar equal to delta P bar by delta T. From this, the you know, delta P equal to what? Product of mass and velocity. From this, the velocity equal to delta P by mass. Look at the delta P, 0.3 divided by mass is 5 into 10 power minus 3. Therefore, velocity equal to 0.3 into 10 power 3 divided by 5. It is equal to 300 divided by 5. It is equal to 60 meter per second. That's the velocity. Then what is the displacement? As you know, velocity v equal to displacement by time. Therefore, displacement equal to velocity multiplied by time. Velocity you got 60. The time, the time given is 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 60 into 5, 300. Since it is the displacement, unit is meter, distance unit, 300 meters. Look at the option A. Option A itself is absolutely correct. Understood clearly? Yes. Similarly, let us take the another important question. It is asking like this. Given below are the two statements. One is labeled as assertion and other is labeled as reason. Look at the assertion. When a firecracker, that is rocket, explodes in midair, its fragments, its fragments, fragments fly in such a way that they continue moving in the same path which the firecracker would have followed had it not exploded. It is given that when a firecracker like rocket is exploding at the middle of the air, its fragments fly in such a way that they continue moving in the same path. No, they need not to move in the same path. Therefore, I can say that assertion statement is absolutely wrong. Then look at the reason. Explosion of cracker, that is rocket, occurs due to internal force only, and no external force acts for this explosion. Absolutely correct. The explosion of the cracker is happening due to internal forces. Therefore, reason is correct. Since assertion is correct, reason is wrong. Look at the options. Look at the options. Both A and R are correct. No. Both A and R are correct. No. A is correct. No. A is not correct, but R is correct. Option D is absolutely correct. Okay. Dear friends, remember an explosion occurs due to internal forces only. The velocity of the center of mass would remain unchanged because the explosion is happening due to internal forces. This means that the center of mass would continue to travel along the same path as it was moving before explosion. Okay. Anyhow, assertion is correct. Assertion is incorrect. Reason only correct. Therefore, we have selected option D is correct. Okay. Similarly, look at the another important question asking like this. A shell of mass m is at rest initially. It explodes into three fragments having masses in the ratio 2 is to 2 is to 1. If the fragments having equal masses fly off along mutually perpendicular directions, that means the fragments which are maintaining the equal masses, that means this 2 and 2 are moving in the mutually perpendicular directions. That means if one may be in the x-axis, other one should be in the y-axis with a speed v. The speed of the third, that is lighter fragment, will be. That is the question. For that, look at the important point. The speed of the third fragment or third particle will be along the angle bisector of the other two velocities. It is like this. Let us say one particle is moving in this direction with a momentum mv, other is mv. That too it is given heavier masses. Heavier mass means 2v. This is also 2v. Then third particle should be along the angle bisector of the two particles. Two particles. Therefore, this is 45 degrees. Then using the law of conservation of linear momentum, using the using the conservation of using the conservation of linear momentum, conservation of linear momentum, it is equal to uh, smaller mass is m, let be velocity v dash, velocity of that one is v dash, m into v dash must be equal to 2v cos 45 degrees plus 2v cos 45 degrees. So m here for the lighter mass m, for the lighter mass m equal to 1. Here 1 into v dash is equal to 2v cos 45 is 1 by root 2 plus 2v 1 by root 2. It is equal to 2v by root 2 plus 2v by root 2. It can be written as, this 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2 v by root 2 plus similarly root 2 into root 2 into v by root 2. 1 root 2 is cancelled. Finally, it is root 2v plus root 2v. It is equal to 2 root 2v. That is the v dash. That is the velocity of the third point. 2 root 2v. Look at the options. 2 root 2v. Look at the option B. Option B is absolutely correct. Okay, understood clearly? I tried to explain the each and every point at your better understanding level. Understood or not? Similarly, yes. Let us take the another important problem. Okay, look at the screen. It is asking like this. Two objects of mass 10 kg and 20 kg respectively are connected to the two ends of a rigid rod of length 10 meters with negligible mass. There is a rigid rod. At the end of the rigid rod, two masses are connected. One is 10 kg, other is 20 kg. The length of the rod is given 10 meters, but you are asked to ignore the mass of the rigid rod. Okay. The distance of center of mass of the system from 10 kg mass is, you are asked to decide the center of mass distance with respect to 10 kg. Okay. For that, look at the arrangement. Look at the arrangement. There is a rigid rod. This is the rigid rod. The length of the rigid rod is given 10 meters. L equal to 10 meters. One mass I am assuming as MA. let that MA equal to 10 kilograms and other mass given MB 20 kilograms. Since it is asking to decide center of mass with respect to 10 kg, therefore, the mass A is the reference mass. This is the reference mass. With respect to that reference mass, we need to decide the distances. For that, let me write the general formula for deciding the center of mass equal to MA XA plus MB XB dividing by MA plus MB. Okay. Now let us decide the XA. Here XA equal to 0 because mass A is the reference mass. XB equal to length of the mass, that is 10 meters. Okay. Now let us substitute. MA equal to 10 kg, XA equal to 0 plus MB 20 kg. XB is 10 divided by 10 plus 20. 0 plus 200 divided by 30. It is 200 divided by 30. 0 part is cancelled. 0 is cancelled. Finally, it is 20 by 3. That is the center of mass with respect to 10 kg mass. Look at the options. Option A itself is absolutely correct. Dear friends, remember the center of mass unit is, since it is a distance, meter. Meter. Right? 20 by 3 meters. Understood clearly? Yes.
GeopByte.